Hello and welcome. My name is Manver and you are watching the BLT channel. Today we are gonna see how we gonna set up Linux for gaming. So what we're gonna need is the terminal. Of course, all the commands are gonna be in the description below. First of all, we're gonna need to update our system, which is sudo apt-get update. Put your password and it will update right away. After our PPA is done, we are gonna write sudo apt-get upgrade and we are going to upgrade our packages. So type yes and it will continue. So after that is done, we are gonna need to set up our gaming drives, which in my case is this 500 gigs volume. Let's start. So first thing, we are gonna need to get the UUID of the drive, which we will get by sudo blkid if I'm not mistaken. Let's clear our terminal first and let's do sudo blkid and hit enter. And now with volume is our volumes is appearing. Mine is the NTFS. Label the data, label your drive to know which one is this. So copy your UUID. So after that copied, now we'll do sudo nano etc fstab. So we can add our UUID to our fstab. So get down to the end of the file and write UUID equals sign and paste our UUID which we copied earlier. So yeah, here if you don't understand the command, don't just copy and paste blindly. You are going to need to know which we are doing, and I will explain it step by step. Now we're going to need our mount point, which is in my case media slash data. We are going to create it later. So yeah, choose your place. Now the type we are going, mine is NTFS, your can be etc ext4 or any format. For the option, I want it to read and write, I want the user to own it, and I want it to be able to execute stuff on it. So rw user and exec. For the dump and pass 00. Now let's just make our command line pretty, and yeah, after that is complete, if you reboot now, you will get boot loop. You can't boot, so we're going to need to make directory for our drive, which was media, or media cannot be created, file exists. Great, so the file exists. Now we can just cd to there, cd media. Now if we do ll, you can see there is manver, which is my user directory, and it is owned by root. Now if we do make directory and do slash media slash data, excuse me, slash media slash data, it will create our directory. And of course we need sudo because this directory is owned by root. If we do ll, which show us what we have, we will see that the folder data was created and it is owned by root, which is not good for us. We're going to need the user to own it, which will do sudo chown, and we do the group, the username and the group, which is in my case the same, which is manver and manver. And we're going to need to state our directory, which is /media/data. And after running this command, the permissions or the ownership will switch from root to the user. And if we do ll, you're gonna see that it changed to menver and menver for the group. And if we go, first of all, before I forget, we need to mount, which is sudo mount-a, which will mount our drives in the fstab, which we edited earlier. Like you see, it's already mounted now. It has the icons of the mount. If we go to media and data, we are going to see our drive, which has grade 2, the game. The tutorial for how to run it on Linux is coming soon. Hit the like button to see it. Now, after that is done, we are going to need to see if you are on Arch, you need to configure your multilib. And if you are in Ubuntu or Manjaro, Ubuntu, you're gonna need to do the ulimit, which is coming now. If you are in Manjaro, I'm gonna put a tutorial in the description below. Now we are going to see our esync if it is working correctly, which is going to do u with small u limit hn. It's 1,000,000 and something. If it is under 40,000, it's not working correctly. If it is over, it's working correctly. Our esync, which we will need for some games, will need a bigger number. So our is in million. So we are good in this front. Elementary OS did the patch. Now, if we go to the dxvk GitHub, which is this esync, if yours is not over 40,000, you are going to need to follow their tutorial and get your stuff ready. So after that is done and your ulimit and multilib, if you are in Arch, are in complete order, we need to install our driver. I already did, so just follow their instructions. You need to, if you are in Ubuntu like mine, I'm in elementary OS, which is based on based in Ubuntu 18.04. You need to follow their guide. If you are an Arch, there is an Arch based guide there. You need to add your PPA in the command line, which is copy and paste, and I already added it, and I didn't enable the 32-bit architecture, so I enabled it with their command. And now you need to update your packages. Yes, we need to update it again. We need to update our packages. And after that is completed, you are going to need to install your driver. They're recommending the 430, which is a bit old. You can replace the 430 with the 440 like I did. Now, after your drive is completely installed, you need to install Vulkan, which is going to be needed in dxvk. So after that is done, reboot your system and come back. After that is done and our system is fully rebooted and our graphics is working correctly, we are going to need to install lutris. I'm gonna leave these pages in the description. So yeah, copy and paste. Copy the PPA. We need to copy our PPA to terminal and launch to get lutris. Press enter. Update our system. And finally install lutris with sudo apt-get install lutris. Type y and hit enter. After that is done, we are going to need to install wine. Like you see, lutris is already there in our applications. We're going to need to install wine. The dpkg sudo, the first one, is not needed because we already did it, and we are going to need to add the Ubuntu the repository key and install our version, our supported version. I am on 1804, so I'm going to install the 1804. We are already did the 32-bit architecture, so it's not needed. Copy to get the key. After that is done, sudo apt-get add winehq.key. Good. Now we're going to need add our repo. Copy paste. As always, I'm going to do the 1804 like I said. As always, after adding a repo, you need to update our packages, our repo, our everything. So sudo apt-update. And now we are going to need to select our preferred packages. So I'm going to go with the stable branch. You go with what you want. Stable is good for me. Type Y and hit enter. Now after that is completed, wine should be installed and ready to grow. Now we are going to need to add a little bit of packages for stability with origin and bottle.net. So copy that from the wine dependency from lutris dxvk GitHub. Mine is already added, should yours be as well. Now we are done with wine. Let's clear our terminal and exit, and this should be done with the prerequisites. If we launch lutris, as you see, you can support lutris, please support them. They are doing tremendous work. So as you see, lutris is now set up, and we can show the right and left panel. It's my preferences, and of course the dark theme. We can't live without the dark theme. We should keep it on dark because we are going to game on it. So after that, we are going to need to install Steam. Steam is the required software for me. If you can't find it on your software center, don't worry. In Elementary OS there is installer for it, but I'm not going to use it if you can't find it on your software center. So we are going to use the command line. You can search with the sudo apt-cache search Steam. This will show you the repo of the packages available, and you can just write your packages down. So in my case, my needed package is Steam, all lowercase letters. So sudo apt-get install Steam. As always, type yes or Y and hit enter. After that is done, your Steam should show in your applications. So if we go and check, yep, there is Steam. So we drag it to the dock and launch. Yeah, it will update. So after the Steam is done with its packages installed, we should be ready to roll. If we launch Steam, it should launch directly. If it didn't, please wait a while because it just updated their packages and it should be good to go. So extracting packages, let's wait for a minute. installing updates, and it's done. So if we launch it again, it should launch directly. As you see, yep, it launched. Let's log into our account and confirm. It's 2 steps authentication. Let's confirm. It's confirmed now, and we hit next. Yep, finish. And Steam is rolling and ready to go. As you can see now, our setup is done. We installed Wine, we installed lutris. Our games is showing on Steam. Like you see Hitman 2, if I want to install it, I can. If you want to enable Proton for all games, you can enable it. I just won't. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you all in the next one.